Welcome back to my channel. My name is Remna, and if you're new here, then welcome. On this channel I talk about books and self-development, so if that's your thing, then you're in the right place. So in today's video I'll be talking about how to rest without feeling guilty. So the first tip that I have is that you need to remember that you're human and you have limits. Okay, we are human beings, and if you're Muslim like me, then you know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the one who has no limits. He can do anything and do everything, but we're not like Allah, we're not God. We can't do everything and everything. We have limits. We have a limited capacity even to like things like love. We have a capacity to how much we love somebody. We have a capacity to when somebody makes us angry. We have a capacity to how much hurt we have. And even Allah says, like, there's a verse where He says He doesn't overburden us with more than what we can handle. That automatically signifies that we have limits, and He knows that He's not like He's letting us know that He's not going to put us through things that are over our boundaries or are over our limits. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right, the creator of the universe and everything that's in it, knows that we have limits, why can't you also recognize that you have limits too? Like, we, even when it comes to forgiveness, like all of us have a sense of, a cap of like how much we can really forgive somebody. You understand like the limits that we have in every, capacity, then you also need to understand that when it comes to rest, when it comes to, overworking yourself, that there is a limit that you reach when you overwork yourself. You've overworked yourself because you either feel tired, numb emotionally, you feel like you can't really concentrate or focus, you feel drained out. Like, these are all signals and these are all signs that, like, you're doing way more than you can handle. And it isn't ideal, and it isn't even realistic to keep going over your limits, because it's like we're not immortal. We can't do anything and everything and like not be affected. So one way this has been reflected in my life personally is like I've realized, especially with sleep, it's still something I'm struggling with, but like I know I cannot stay up all night, doing whatever I want to do, whether it's playing a game or reading. I need sleep. I need sleep. I need to be able to sleep, to be able to rest, and be able to, like, just take a pause. Also, in turn, when it comes to, feeling my emotions, like, I know that certain things will make me very sad, and I need to be aware of, like, how to handle whatever situation, or even when it comes to consuming certain media. Like, I need to know, like, I can't consume this because this is like, my limit. Like, I can't indulge in these types of things because they're gonna make me feel certain. So the second tip that I have is to remember that when you aren't doing well physically, emotionally, and mentally, then you aren't able to function as well either. Like, you aren't able to produce the work that you want to produce because you're literally unwell, either physically, emotionally, or mentally. And it's so important to take care of yourself, because it's like, how can you do the work that you want to do while being ill, or whether that's, again, physically, emotionally, or mentally. Like, it's so important to really take that time to rest, because rest allows you to recharge. Rest allows you to be able to, come back to whatever work that you need to do better and stronger, and be able to work more diligently at it. Again, like, circling it back to faith, there's a verse, right, of Surah Al-Baqarah, Ayatul Kursi, where one of the verses is that Allah, He never sleeps nor slumbers. But we need sleep and slumber because we need that reset. We need to rest in order to gain energy, in order to gain momentum within our lives, and to continue on doing what we need to do. Whereas Allah doesn't need that. So again, another signifier of how we have limits, how we have a certain point that we reach that we cannot exceed. And this is another thing that it's more of a mindset that I carried with me for a while, and it's the fact that, like, if I work so hard that I get like sick, or if I work so hard that my body hurts, or if I work so hard that I get physically unwell, then it's like a badge of honor, and unfortunately, like, I've had, like, other people who have kind of fed into this, and it's not like their fault because they also believed in this too. But it's really an unhealthy mindset to have, that you work so hard to the point where you get physically ill and sick, and it's like, you expect like this badge of honor to, or for other people to be like, yeah, like, you work so hard, look at you, you can't even get up. Like, that's not okay. Like, that's not healthy. You need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of the body you've been given, the mind that you've been given. Relating this back to faith, as Muslims, right, we believe that our bodies are a trust from Allah. Like Allah trusts us to take care of this body, because if we don't, this body will speak out either for us or against us on the day of judgment. You know, our body has, you know, their own rights that we need to fulfill. So it's like, when you don't fulfill the rights of your own body, then how can you expect to continue on performing at a top level? Because you will eventually come to a point where you can't, and you can't because you haven't allowed yourself to rest. The third and final tip that I have for this is to remember that the things that you want and the things that are meant for you will still come to you even when you rest. Again, this is something that I have struggled with, because sometimes I feel like, oh my gosh, if I rest, if I'm not doing something, then whatever I want, I'm not going to get it. Like, it's going to run away. It's going to, like, not happen for me because I'm not working for it right now, right this instant. But it's like, okay, going back to the points I made earlier, right? You need rest so that you can work better. You need rest so that you can do better. If you don't rest, you won't do better. If you don't rest, you won't be better. If you don't rest, you won't be able to function. So just know that the things that you're working towards and the things that you want will not, like, happen slowly or not happen to you at all simply because you took one day of rest. Like, it's not going to be the end of the world. Life will still continue on, and you will still continue to push through, get where you need to be at. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like, and if you have any other tips or comments that you want to make, please write them in the comment section below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.